So may I ask you all to come up and talk a little bit not only about your companies but also about the industry as a whole. Unfortunately, no one tweeted a question. Oh, there we have more microphones. Mike, you just talked about Nokia and you talked about Symbian. Yeah, a little bit. No? You mentioned Nokia. Okay. It sounded a little bit, no, sorry, that was on the Twitter wall, my fault. Someone said Google is going against Nokia because you are going against Symbian, right? May I? So are you rivals or are you working with Nokia?
Well, to be honest, I don't really know the answer to that question. I don't really see it as Google going anybody. I think really what we want is to grow the mobile phone ecosystem. So the more cool phones that are out there and the more people connecting to the internet using their phones, Google wins, and that's the big bet for Google. And Android is one of those things that is, we hope to help build the ecosystem. So I don't really see it as trying to crush our enemies or anything. I don't think we have enemies. Well, maybe I'm naive.
But how much do you need the cell phone providers? How much do you need the cell phone producers?
What do you mean?
To work with your handset alliance? I mean, you are not producing mobile phones.
No, we're not a mobile phone manufacturer, but we have mobile phone manufacturers in the Open Handset Alliance.
Okay, Geraldine, how about Yahoo? I'm using Yahoo Go. I used to use Yahoo Go. And on my Nokia N95 it's painstakingly slow. Mm-hmm. How much do you need the mobile phone companies? And who's calling the shots? Are you calling the shots?
Well, I think, first of all, the Yahoo Go client was, a very early manifestation. We wanted to show what a good user experience on regular phones could look like. We've continued to develop that. We've now launched Yahoo Go 3.0 and we've got the home page. So whether you have a phone that supports the client or not, you'll be able to get all that functionality on the new home page which is coming. But the reality is, there is one absolutely truthful rule, and that is if you want people to use the internet on their phone, you have to make it easy for them to do that. And if you bury applications 3 levels down, people will not look for them. So if you can get whether it's a search box or a Go client or an icon like on the Apple, if you can get it right on the home screen, that's what's going to drive usage. It's all about making it discoverable. So in that sense, we've been working with phone manufacturers now like Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, LG for nearly 2 years, and we know that we have to make that experience good and easy to find, and so we'll continue to do that, but we'll also continue to allow users to, to access these independently via browsers or downloading applications themselves.
What time frame are we looking at? So when will using the mobile web be totally normal as using the internet now?
Okay. So I have a view that the one thing we always get wrong in this industry is the timing. And having worked in the mobile phone industry, it takes years to build up a critical mass. So if we define success as, let's say, 50% of the people using the internet every single day on their phone, I think, we've definitely started that, but I think it's going to take at least 3 years to get to that stage, and then probably another 2 to get up to 70%. And that's purely because I think, you've got the phone replacement cycle, you've got the people changing their data plans, it all takes time. But when it happens, you have to go through these first steps. And then what happens is suddenly this Christmas, more people will buy phones with good internet access on them. Next Christmas, even more people will buy them. And by the time you get the next Christmas, no one will want a phone that doesn't have great. So I think it's, we're on our way, and we're kind of 1 year into a 3-year cycle. And then 5 years, I think everyone will be doing it regularly.
And when will we see the first Android handsets?
Second half of 2008.
Now, that's a clear thing. We're looking forward to this one. You just said who watches ads anyway? And I think that's an important point. I mean, all this mobile activity.
No, I didn't say. No one watches. What did I?
Sorry, you said who wants to watch ads?
Well, I actually do want to watch ads if they're relevant. I already have a Gmail account, and I've been going over that presentation a lot of times. So I've seen that ad, above 50 times. So that was really for me. I didn't really want to see that.
Well, I think it's an important point. How good are ads on mobile?
Actually, what we're seeing is that, I guess the first thing is the reason people will accept ads is because they're going to get the content that they're looking at cheaper or free, right? So, and what we've seen in research is that there's actually, 35–40% of people say, yeah, I'm absolutely open to seeing ads, provided they're relevant and provided I get some benefit for doing it. So there is a willingness. And the second thing is that what we're saying is, you can be really creative as an advertiser on a mobile phone, and you can build really cool ads that maybe, I don't know, give some kind of cool bar location application to use it. So you can be really creative on a mobile, and you can really engage people on a mobile. And if you do that, I think you're going to see, we're seeing much higher click-through rates for ads on mobile.
I think Geraldine's right. Relevance is really the key. If I'm doing a search on my mobile phone, and I'm in the mood for pizza, which happens quite often, and if something pops up showing me the nearest pizza locations to me, I actually like that, and that's a form of advertising. But we want to make it so relevant that you don't really see it. I mean, I don't really like TV commercials, but targeted ads, things like that, like on Google search, I click on those all the time, because a lot of times when you're searching, you're actually searching for something to buy.
And of course, as the prevalence of GPS grows on phones, you won't even necessarily need to do a search to get that advertising, as long as you're in the right context.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll see the right relevant information to you.
Yeah.
When it comes to targeted advertising, Facebook is trying to move something now. I read today, I think Forrester is correcting their numbers for social network advertising in the US down from 1.6 to 1.4 billion this year. I only know people who are disappointed about advertising on social networks. Is it maybe something that doesn't go together? People don't want ads when they are communicating, when they're networking?
Well, I think it goes back to what Mike said, which is people want relevant ads. That's been shown over and over and over again online. It's been shown on mobile. It's been shown on the web. It's been shown in pretty much every technology context. We believe in that too. It takes a long time to build an ad market to liquidity, to build an ad system to great states of relevancy. We're very happy about the progress that we've made on that. There's more work to be done for sure, and it's something that we're going to continue to invest in a lot, because we think, as other leaders in the industry have shown, it can be a very valuable part of a user experience.
Have you ever asked if they thought a particular movie or restaurant was good?
Yeah.
So you've used your social network, really?
Absolutely. But the question is a social net? The question is, how do you do advertising on social networks? And maybe some people don't want to be used as testimonials without knowing it. So if I ask someone he knows, I want to know this from you, and it's...
Yeah, people may or may not want to do that. That's why we have an opt-out for that capability. But we do believe that productizing that idea is one of several really important pieces for how we make advertising work in this type of environment. But just like with other forms of advertising online and other forms of technology, there's a behavior there that already exists in the real world, as you just pointed out. And we think there's a huge opportunity to productize and scale that behavior online in the right context.
Now, we are in the moment, I think, in a very exciting moment when it comes to the economy as a whole, because everyone's talking about a slowdown, maybe a recession. How do you think this will affect your companies?
One thing, I don't believe people are going to stop using their phones in a recession. If anything, they'll sacrifice a lot of other things, but they'll hold on to their data plans on their phones. So we're pretty positive really about the outlook. We think on the mobile phone, you know, that there's only one way it's going to go, and that's usage increasing on the phone from a data point of view. But provided the data plans are in, I think people will need those, you know, flat rate data plans. So I think mobile phones are so precious to people that they'll sacrifice other things, but they'll hang on to that, and we'll see that usage grow. So that's good for us.
Yeah, I would really say more or less the same thing. If you look back just a few years ago, social networking didn't exist as a category. Today it's approaching 20% of time spent online, and that's continuing to grow. That's up from 0 in just a few years, and it's continuing to accelerate. We think that's very real, most importantly because, as Mike just asked a moment ago, pointed out, it reflects something that's real in people's existing lives. It's people's social lives. It's people's lives. Bringing that to the internet, we believe that that is the future of the internet, and it's just getting started. So much attention is shifting to online as an area of focus and attention for end users and consumers. We think it's inevitable that the advertising market follows that, and we think we're just getting started with that.
So you want to know if I think Google's going to fare the economic storm?
Let's put it this way. I mean, you are working with a lot of young companies, startups who do now some sort of development for Android. Do you have the feeling there is some nervousness? Will they get funding? How will it go on and so?
Really get that feeling, to be honest. I just get a lot of creativity and excitement, and I'm just really blown away by the creativity of a lot of these people. It really blows my mind.
Before I say a final thank you, I have to. I mean, it's a difficult situation because when you have someone from Yahoo here, I don't want to put you in any dire straits. So, but everyone, of course, is talking about Yahoo first, Microsoft, now Carl Icahn, and let me ask you a little bit of a personal question. How hard it is to concentrate on work when nearly every day, every paper is writing about your company?
So I can really say honestly, you know, since Jerry Yang and Sue Decker took over leadership of Yahoo over a year ago, we have completely changed our strategy. And we have an incredibly focused strategy around building what we call indispensable starting points for people onto the web, and building, you know, must-buy ad networks for advertisers. And what's happened is, to be really honest with you, everyone in the company is so focused on our plan to get there that it's quite incredible, actually. I can honestly tell you, we've managed to. There is, you know, I would say 0% of time discussing what's written in the paper internally, because what we are as a company that's in transformation, really focused on the mobile side, it's so exciting, but equally our plan on the PC is. So I think that's, you know, that's what Jerry Yang's been saying, and it's really, really truthful. We are absolutely laser focused on our mission, and in mobile, that is to become #1 in search and advertising, and by that go. So we're just keeping our head down.
Even at the water cooler?
Even at the, we don't go to the water cooler so often because we're so busy, but it's, I can honestly tell you, we are a company that's on a mission, and you know, Jerry Yang and the shareholders have handled all the discussions internally. We're people focused on a mission, and I think there have been a number of articles that have really come out, you know, blogging, and that it supports that. But it's quite incredible, actually. So,
thank you very much. Thanks, Geraldine. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Mike. Danke bei Ihnen fürs Zuhören. Ups, ist das hier leer geworden. Jetzt kommt ein kleiner Coffee Break.